Your 4 days in August update starts now. We got a couple of new things for you. If you haven't been around before and you don't know what 4 days in August is, it is the 4 days that are before Huntsville Ham Fest every August. I think we're coming up on year 4 of it right now. And what we do for 4 days in August is we all meet up at Montesano State Park Campground, which happens to be a POTA park, and a SOTA summit all in one. So we all get together and we do ham radio stuff. Starting the day before the Ham Fest is day 1, and that is Friday starting at 10 a.m. at the John Scoble Memorial Pavilion. Kyle, Alpha Alpha Zero Zulu, is putting on the annual POTA Cookout on the mountaintop. It is a fundraiser, so bring some dollars and bring an appetite, and we will be making some donations. Usually the donations go towards Steve Goodgame to help him train new, younger hams and get them on the air and indoctrinated into our way of life. There are quite a few volunteers that help out with that, and you can also volunteer. Reach out to Kyle if you have anything that you'd like to contribute or any questions that you have. Alpha Alpha Zero Zulu. Working backwards, Thursday is the big day where most of our activities are planned, and you're going to have to figure out which one of those activities you'd like to attend, because some of them overlap and some of them don't. I've got times for you down in the schedule, so I won't go over the time, but I will go over what they are. And we've got Jason, KM4ACK, giving a talk and a demonstration on APRS. And these are not just forums like you find at a normal Hamfest. These are what I call anti-forums. And an anti-forum is where instead of having somebody stand at a podium in front of a room full of chairs where you are tired from walking around a Hamfest and need a good nap, it is you with your hands on your own radio, or you with your hands on a project, and someone, maybe even me, in this case it's KM4ACK Jason, Smart Jason as we call him, giving you the go-to information on how to do APRS and why you might use it and what are some cool fun tricks you can do with it. And before it's all over with, you will have sent an APRS message. And hopefully received one too. My friend Tom, WA2IVD, you know him from Ham Radio A to Z on YouTube. He is bringing a kit. This is a kit where you get to get hands-on with a soldering iron and build it yourself. And there will be multiple people there to help you through the exercise of learning how to solder if you've never done it before, or to set you loose with the kit and your instructions. And this is a voltage tester kit, and it is designed specifically for 4 days in August. There is some more information about it in the Discord, and I will link the Discord down in the description below, so head on down there and take a look if you'd like to get some more information on that. We have a room called FDIA, 4 days in August for Huntsville Hamfest. Bring some cash and buy a kit, and we will teach you how to solder it, and it will work by the time you are done leaving the mountaintop. Next up is John, November 4, Juliet Zulu, and for JZ. John makes a phased array that you can get one that's portable or you can get one that's not as portable. It depends on how brave you are. But what this does is it enables you to get gain in one direction or the other direction by flipping a switch. And you'll switch between the two different antenna systems that you have hooked up. And he's going to have the ability for you to work contacts from the POTA park. So you can call CQ POTA on a phased array, and you can hear people from this side of the country or from that side of the country, or maybe from this side and this side because it's down in the front corner in Alabama. And then we're going to do some choke building, and those are going to be to get rid of common mode currents on your antenna line. And Eric, W4EPS, is going to tell you all about chokes and all about how they work. And those chokes are from the Elmer brand, which is the name of Eric's business, and he will have them there for you to put together and assemble and use and see the with and without differences. That takes us back to Wednesday. Actually, where is it? I think the SOTA, did I not put it on there? I didn't put it on there. Nope, there it is. Another thing that's happening on Thursday is my friend Javi, K6TNT, is doing a SOTA guide. He will walk you to the mountaintop, which in the case of Montesano is just a short walk from the parking lot, and show you all the tricks and tips and things you need to do a SOTA Summits on the Air activation. And then you can go out on your own and do one after this. And Javi is a fantastic guide. And the one thing that you are going to miss about this event with Javi is the hike up the mountain or the hike down the mountain, because you just walk from the parking lot. It'll be pretty easy to do. However, the SOTA thing might be the part that's new to you. That takes us back to Wednesday. Wednesday's schedule is also filling up. We've got a couple of really cool events on Wednesday. We've got a CPR and Stop the Bleed refresher course with Jim from FEP Labs Radio, WT1W. We have Meshtastic and Signals Intelligence. You know about all those flock cameras that are around? Would you like to know where they are? Have you heard about war driving? Would you like to know what that is? Would you like to do some war driving? Dave will have the gear and the instructions and the know-how to get you set up and get you started, figuring out what all the signals are around you that are tracking everything that you do or are aware of the things that you do. And some things you can do about it too. And then we have a new to the mountaintop anti-forum presenter, Jason KN4MUD, KN4MUD, and he's going to do introduction to line sweeping and antenna building. And there's something really special about this one. Besides the fact that you're going to get a Cobra head connector with a BNC connector on the end of it, you know, binding post on one side, BNC on the other. I'll show a picture like right here so you know what one looks like, but you've all seen it before. And build yourself a dipole. You'll also be able to use some bird equipment from the bird watt meter people. They're now bird RF, or they always were bird RF, but we always called them bird watt meters. And while you're building your antenna and you are sweeping it with the bird RF equipment, you can also chow down on some red beans and rice brought to you by Jason himself from his own personal Louisiana kitchen recipe. So bring your appetite too. Guessing that's going to be sometime around lunch. And then we have some other things that we don't have a day or time yet for, but they are on the schedule. Freddie Mac and Jason, Freddie Mac KD5 FMU and Jason AM Radio 2.0 Jason KC5 HWB are going to be doing an all-star presentation. You'll be able to get yourself a node and get your node on the air and get your node number. Reach out to Freddie Mac KD5 FMU or check out his channel because he will have a video on what you need to do before you get to the mountaintop to register your all-star node number. Because otherwise you'll have to wait for up to 24 hours and that's going to make it really hard to get to the end of the presentation and demonstration and instruction on how to get the all-star node up and running. And then Don, N5 SKT, is going to be giving a presentation on 44net, which is how you can get your own 44.x.y.z IP address for your ham radio station needs and get your ham radio station connected to the internet as if it were a participating member, and an endpoint all on its own, a server if you will, or if you won't, that's up to you. But Don will tell you what you need to know. Jason Ham Radio 2.0 KC5HWB again is going to have his truck up on the mountaintop. He says a lot of people ask him about his ham radio setup in his truck, and it is a pretty impressive setup. I think he's got one of every kind of radio operatable from the driver's seat. So he'll show you how he got the antennas run, the coax run, the grounding, the bonding, the power, and the mounting of all those radios so that they are accessible from the driver's seat. Todd, AI4TB, we call him Tall Florida Todd. If you've been around these parts before, you probably have run into him yourself. He's going to do an astrophotography demonstration. So I'm guessing that one's going to be at night on Wednesday, and there isn't going to be any competition for that slot. Or on Thursday, or on Friday even, or all of the above. But Todd will be the one to reach out to, and there will be more information when you get up to the mountaintop. And if your internet doesn't work while you're up there, I got a solution, so hang tight. I'll get to that in a second. Mike and Becky from the Ham Radio Duo are trying to get together some time in their schedule to do a CW POTA activation. They do have a kid they got to shuttle off to college, so they may or may not be putting this on. If you know some CW and are willing to participate in helping people decode messages and get them over their key fright and get them started, then please reach out to me and let me know just so we have some backup to make sure that this thing still happens. And then in town, there's quite a few things to do. One of those is the Wireless Museum, and I'm going to make sure that I get out to that. Don't know what day that's going to be, but again, I got you covered with how to figure it out besides just looking at the website, which may or may not work on the mountaintop because internet connectivity up there is a little sketchy. It's getting better every year, so maybe it's going to be the best year ever, which it was last year too. Lou, K4HNH, from the Hikin' and Hammond channel, is going to do POTA with a naturalist, and that's the kind of person that knows a lot about nature, not the kind of person that spends a lot of time in nature, if you know what I mean. So not only will you be able to do a POTA, you will also be able to learn about the flora and fauna and what makes them special in the area. And if you're hungry, you might even be able to find some edible wildlife as well. And then Craig, W5CBW, is going to do DIY loading coils. We're not sure where this one's going to be either, but at the end of it, you'll be able to get a coil to attach to your whip, which will get that whip extended onto bands that it wasn't designed for. So as an example, a 17-foot whip with a properly set up and designed coil can get you on 40 meters in addition to just 20 meters, where the 17-foot whip is natively resonant on 20 meters and ain't nowhere near resonant on 40 meters. the coil comes in and fixes that. And Craig's going to tell you all about how the magic sauce of that works and help you build one yourself, and you'll be able to walk away with one of those. A lot of these things do require that you bring some cash because there are some parts involved that need to be covered. Some of these things don't require cash, but I would bring cash just in case. Now, some of the cool stuff that you might need to know in order to participate in this event is that it's going to be at Montesano State Park. It is at 5105 Southeast Nolan Avenue in Huntsville, Alabama. If you are bringing an RV, there are two ways to get to the top of the mountain. The normal way the GPS takes you up there has an extreme switchback curve on it, and you, if you're driving a travel trailer, will get stuck and it will be a mess. There is another alternative way to get yourself up there that doesn't involve that mess at all. So if you're bringing an RV, plan ahead, make sure you got the right route. Or call the park and they'll tell you. The dates for the event are August 17th through the 23rd. The Hamfest itself is the last 2 days of that, the Saturday and Sunday. Friday's the cookout, Thursday's the big day with all the events, Wednesday's getting filled up with events, everything else has got to be shoved in there somewhere. I am getting there late on Monday night. And when I get there, I will have a bunch of stuff to give away, some kits and some older radios and some other fun stuff that I have gone through on the channel that I no longer have a need for. I'll also have some of my stuff for sale. If you know me, I do have some printed circuit boards that I sell that will get your radios, your older radios that don't have sound cards, it'll get them sound cards so you can do some digital modes with them. I'll have some of those as well. And if you get up to the mountain and you don't know where we are and you can't see all the trucks with all the porcupine antenna systems all over the top of them, tune your radio up, your 2-meter simplex radio up to 146.45 FM and put out a call, and somebody will get back to you and tell you where we all are or that we all aren't there. But put out a call on your radio. You are a ham, right? Why are you watching if you're not a ham? More information about this will be down below, and if you would like to make sure you stay up to date, I am sending out a weekly newsletter on Thursdays as well, and I will leave a link in the description of the video to sign up for the newsletter. Got that, got that, got that, got that, got that, got that, and I got that. If there is anything else that you would like to do, you can volunteer. We do have a couple of volunteers, Michael, KD8GIJ, and JW9JCR. Haven't really put a lot of call out to land work on their shoulders yet, but the time is early and the week hasn't really gotten started yet, so there will be some call for volunteers on the mountaintop. If you would like an anti-forum to be presented, leave a comment down below, let me know what it is, and I'll see if I can wrangle up somebody. If you would like to present an anti-forum, leave a comment down below. I'm the guy that will wrangle up you instead this time. Either way, it's going to be fun if you just come up and hang out and talk radio shop with the rest of us fellow hams up there. Thanks for being awesome. Looking forward to seeing you. Check out this video over here, because we're not at the park yet. I'll see you over there.